We are here with Rachel Estes at Canterbury United Methodist Church, where you're outreach director, and we're here to talk about your involvement with Meals on Wheels through United Way. And tell us a little bit about why the church decided to make that a part of your outreach commitment.
Well, people at Canterbury love to feed folks in the community, and so that happens in a number of different ways. But Meals on Wheels has been a very accessible and successful way to plug people in to feeding our brothers and sisters in the community. So we have, especially because it then becomes camaraderie between the volunteer group.
Yeah.
So they have a text thread going, and they check in with each other, and they check in with about their different clients that they're visiting, and doing all sorts of just really amazing personal touches to the clients. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, as far as the volunteers that you have, what is it you think that grabs them to participate in this particular program?
I think 2 or 3 different things. I think one, some people either saw a parent or a grandparent deliver Meals on Wheels, so this is an honor or a tribute to them. I've got a couple folks who have talked about that. I think it is super easy to add into your, whether you do it once a week or once a month. It's about a 75-minute commitment from beginning to end at the most. Sometimes you can get it done in about an hour. So it's very doable for working people, folks balancing a lot of different life seasons. And then the third is just the relationships that begin to build with the people that you're delivering to. Getting to see people week after week, or even once a month. You get to know them, and then you're looking forward to seeing them, and they're asking about your family, and you're asking them about their holidays, and so it's just the relationship. And so those are some of the reasons.
Yeah, and I would say, so do you see once somebody starts volunteering, they have a passion for it, something they continue?
100%, and we have 3 people that I know that do 2 different routes. So it really is a little bug. So it's really amazing, and it's such a great way. I mean, I also love the breadth and the depth of our volunteer pool. We've got people who are retired. We have young moms with kids. We have men who work during the day, and women who work during the day, who take an hour once a month or twice a month to do it, and so that's amazing. I also want to point out something really special that I think that Canterbury weaves into our Meals on Wheels, and that is that we do a lot of other ministries. So for instance, we do a book club at a women's prison, and those ladies love to serve. And so they will decorate pumpkins with scripture or beautiful little art, and then we bring the pumpkins from the ladies, and the Meals on Wheels volunteers deliver them, or they will make a craft and the Meals on Wheels volunteers deliver them, so that the ladies in the correctional facilities get to serve. And so that blesses them, and it blesses the receivers, and then the volunteers get to be the conduit between these 2 amazing entities.
Yeah, so really involved in multiple ways.
Yeah.
That's special.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as far as getting the word out,
Yes.
if another church is wanting to do this, an organization, and you want to build a team, how did you do that?
Sure. Well, to be honest, one of our best ways to do it is to do it in a single entity. So in other words, Freedom Manor is a 1 building, Villa Maria is 2 buildings. That invites people to do it sort of at a very an easy level, because you're driving your car to one place and you're delivering in one area. That introduces people to how easy it is. And then, as Meals on Wheels tells us, okay, now we have also a route in Homewood or Crestline or Trussville or Eastlake that we need. Once people understand what Meals on Wheels is, and they've already done it in sort of a in a one setting place, they don't mind driving from house to house to house. So that would be one thing. 2 is it has been very successful for us to take a day, so every Wednesday, for instance, at Freedom Manor. And that way we've got everybody kind of in a connected group, and if somebody can't do it on a Wednesday, they just know they have a backup in the group. And that brings relief to people. People go, I don't want to make a commitment that I can't keep. And this really helps remind them that this takes a village. We're all in this together. So those are some things.
Yeah. And so like with Freedom Manor, that's a place where there's a number of residents together. Is that correct?
Yes, thank you. So so Freedom Manor, Villa Maria, and I know it happens at a couple other places, but it's you go to one building, but there may be 12 to 15 houses
Yeah.
or
Or
12 to
apartments,
15 units
yeah,
in that building.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
just gives people a little bit of relief. They don't have to find a lot of directions. If you're like me and directionally challenged, that's one of the humps you have to get over, is thinking you're going to get lost.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, as far as you being the point person for the church, what does that involve from your perspective? So again, if we have an organization, or a church that wants to do this, and there's a person that says, I'd really like to take that on, what does that involve?
Well, I'm lucky because I have amazing volunteers so Linda Stone, for instance, is somebody who did watch her mother deliver Meals on Wheels, and so she stepped into that role after she retired from being a physician. And she really navigates that whole group, and she'll let me know when there's a space that needs filling, or when she hears that somebody else, which is why we started Freedom Manners, because we had a number of people that really had heard the buzz and wanted to do Meals on Wheels, so we started another group. And
Okay.
I would say once it starts, it's the magic of Meals on Wheels, right? I mean, it's the magic of community, it's the magic of ministry. It takes on a life of its own. People are looking forward to doing it. They're looking forward to ways that they can connect even further and deeper with the clients. So it's, it might be a little funky for the first, month, just getting everybody lined up. And then it just seems to go.
And in terms of like support from the United Way Meals on Wheels folks, that's been a good experience.
That's been incredible in terms of we've had, for instance, today we had someone who had a new grandbaby born, and all the 4 other volunteers were not able to take over her spot. And Monday, I just emailed Meals on Wheels and apologized profusely. We are not able to cover our route today. I'm so sorry. And Jennifer got right back to me and said, we've got it covered. Thank you so much for letting me know. And so Meals on Wheels there's no guilt, there's no stress as long as we are communicating with them.
Yeah,
I feel like they're like, okay. And I think that's helpful for people to know, is that, make a commitment, put it into your life, make it part of a schedule. But life happens. So if you need help, or you need to miss a time communicating it, and Meals on Wheels and United Way just makes it possible.
Yeah, so in terms of, I'm assuming too, with your role as Director of Outreach, that you're involved in a number of different outreach, opportunities. As far as recommending this one as something that other churches or organizations would want to do, what is your thought there?
Oh, I just think it's such a great way for our church to engage with the community. It's a great way to to respond to Matthew 25, when you were hungry, I fed you, and then also when you were a stranger, I visited you. I mean, we're meeting people where they are. We are getting to know them, and they're getting to know us, and so it's just building relationship. It's just a great matchup for a church. It's just a church that, who it can be a small group of people. It can be a big group of people. I think our Villa Maria team has 18 people. They do Monday through Friday every single day of the month, and so that takes a larger team, and people have life going on, so they are constantly shifting and swapping shifts. And then our Freedom Manor has about 7 people on it, and they do the same, but it's a little bit more, it's a leaner team. And then our South Side team has 4 people on it, and so and that route has just shifted a little bit, so they're learning their new folks.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us
Absolutely.
about it. And
We're
for what you do
very
to volunteer.
thankful for United Way and for Meals on Wheels.